Hello, hope you all are doing well and staying safe. I'm really excited to have Mr. Rakshit Tandon with us today for our discussion on technology and society. Mr. Rakshit Tandon is a cyber safety expert, co-founder of Hackershala and a consultant at Internet and Mobile Association of India. Mr. Tandon has been working on sensitizing students across the country on cybercrime, preventive measures, Information Technology Act, remedial measures. Till now, he has connected to more than 25 lakh students across schools and colleges in India. Thank you, sir, for joining in.
Actually, my pleasure.
Sir, going ahead with the first question. By 2025, India would approximately have 1 billion internet users. With this upsurge in online access, we might have concerns over cyber safety as well. So, how do you think we as a responsible society can strike a balance of having access and also being safe to online?
So, I have, with my experience, we have seen in the last 10 years also, the number has surged and the online users have gone up to 70 crores out of a population of 130 crores. And especially during these last 8, 9 months of pandemic, the consumption of internet has been very high. Everything has been happening online. And so we have seen the numbers of crime have increased. If you look at the reports, India is number 4 with the highest number of cyber crimes in the world. With number 1 as US, number 2 as UK, 3 as I think Canada, then Australia, and then India. So the numbers have increased. If you look at only the last 2 years, from 2018 to 19, there's been an increase of 63%. So I think with my experience, empowerment, education, awareness is one. Second is now we have to start working with technology itself to create a safer technology. So I think the advent of artificial intelligence, uh, updating ourselves with new technologies like blockchain, we need to create applications which are more secure, which can understand the user privacy and data privacy, and especially like we have been doing a lot of work with crime against children, so we can use artificial intelligence there as well to prevent abusive content by creating algorithms which can sense what kind of a user is consuming internet and should show appropriate content. So I think we have to divide the responsibility to every stakeholder. We can just can't start blaming one government or one law to take care of everything. And internet is not an individual property of any government. So it's a community-driven program. So in this, every stakeholder, the companies which are coming up with new applications, they also have to be proactively engaged to to see that the user priority safety is on the priority, and I think that is going to take the thing forward. And yes, in the coming time, very soon, but the time has come now where cyber safety, cyber security, digital citizenship should become a part of a curriculum. And suppose you're talking of 10 years down the line, so to students who are today studying in school, if we can empower them with the right education about digital citizenship, about cyber peace, about cyber harmony, so those people who are going to be the leaders after 10 or 15 years, the creators of technology, they will also have a right perspective to make an internet a more safer place. So I think that would be the right way forward. That instead of crying on the crimes which are happening today and keep on doing moral policing and trying to tell children not to do this, not to do that, I think let us give this generation the responsibility of making a safer place and let them be the voice. If they be the voice, they know, okay, these are the advantages, these are the disadvantages, rather than we people are going and policing them ki don't play games, don't go on social media is bad, this is bad. So I think Shaya, that would be the right way.
Right, sir. So, on the grounds of convenience, especially during the pandemic, digital financial transactions have gained significance. So, this also includes risk of financial frauds. So, what is your take on that and some valuable tips on that?
So again, if you look at the user perspective, I've seen that maximum cases which we are seeing of online theft, online frauds are because of users' ignorance and users' lack of knowledge of using the platform. So in the 90% of the fraud cases, what we see today is where the user gives his information to the wrong person, his user credentials. He becomes a victim of a fake advertisement of shopping. He becomes a victim of sharing his UPI pin or credit card detail on the wrong site. And he becomes a victim of replying to a wrong mail. So in all the cases, if you elaborate, finally you will find that the user, because of lack of knowledge, or you can say lack of awareness, has done a mistake. And second, yes, there have been incidences where the platform were breached. Like you have seen a lot of cases where the data gets breached, and because data getting breached, the user data is in public domains and it is accessible by hackers, and then the hackers are using it against the user. So there, the responsibility of the companies, the companies who are driving these applications. So recently, you heard in news there was a company called Big Basket, and 2 crore user data was breached. In 2017 or 18, I remember Zomato lost 17 million customers' data. So today, the people who are in this startup ecosystem and they are bringing up new mobile applications, they are asking users to download them, they are picking up users' data. It is their moral responsibility also to create a secured framework so that the user data with them is safe. Because once the user data is out, then he can be easily tricked. And user also need to understand what is a digital identity, how to keep my digital identity safe, what is the difference between a PIN number and a CVV number. You have to visit a website, rakshitTandon.com, so you should know the right spelling rather than visiting rakshittandon.com or rakshitTandon.org. So you should understand what is a domain, what is encryption, whether it has a secured protocol, HTTPS. I'm not going using a public Wi-Fi for financial transactions. The email which I'm using for financial transactions is secured. So all these points need to be taken care of. And looking at the current scenario of fraud, we are facing QR code fraud, we are facing OLX, phishing, phishing. People are calling you with a fake name. They're saying we are calling from the bank. Your number is debarred or something. And so one has to be aware of all these frauds so that they don't fell a trap to all these things.
Right, sir. So, as we are talking about data, so many people have actually have questions like why data is important and why there are so many concerns around personal data. So, could you just like help us in knowing like why data's privacy is important?
See,
Like,
for example, you just did some online shopping, right? You trusted the application, you fill in your details, your name, your address, your phone number, the product, your date of birth, your email address, a password, everything. You trusted the application. And now, after some days, you come to know that the data was breached. Now, in your perspective, पता नहीं क्या हुआ, कुछ technical problem हुआ होगा, but नहीं. That data is now with the hacker. Now the hacker knows your name, your address, your last shopping detail. So he can very easily fraud you by calling and saying that, hi, I am so and so, and you have done this shopping. I said, yes. You have paid so much of amount. I said, yes. You purchased the blue color blazer. Bole, yes. You purchased it with an ICICI card. I said, yes. You paid 699 rupees. I said, yes. Congratulations. You are a winner of a new Maruti Suzuki car. You just need to deliver this car to your doorstep. You just need to pay the insurance and the registration amount. Now, if an unknown caller is calling you, you never entertain calls. But now this becomes a known caller. He knows so many personal details about you. And why he knows these details? Because these details have been breached. So that is why a user today should understand that your data is very important. I recently had a case where an old gentleman was cheated with 21 lakh rupees in an insurance fraud. Somebody called because he had a lot of personal information about that person. You have a policy in your wife's name? I said, yes. This is the policy number? Bole, yes. This is the last premium you paid? I said, yes. You used an HDFC Bank checkbook? I said, yes. Bole, you don't have to pay the GST to get hold of the bonus, and you have received a 1 crore bonus. But as per the new law of government, you have to pay 18% GST. So of 1 crore, 18 lakh need to be paid plus 3,000, 3 lakh something. And this poor person, because he had shared very personal identifiable data of this consumer, so he was easily cheated. So for me, data is very important. Data privacy is very important, and data protection is very important. And this is what every user should understand before signing any e-contract. See, you are actually, when you are installing a mobile application, they are asking certain permissions. And you, by saying I agree, you are actually signing a e-document. So now you have agreed, okay, I am Rakshit, I am downloading an app. He says, I want your location. I said, okay, fine, take it. I want to read all your contacts. Okay, allow. I say, allow. I want to access your microphone. I said, wow, allow everything. So now when you are doing this, you are actually giving permission to that application to take all your personal data. But what is the guarantee of that company with me that he will take care of my data and that data will not be misused? So that is why data privacy is of utmost importance.
Right, sir. Sir, so do you think the India cyber laws and especially the new data protection bill, like, are they
We're all
sufficiently?
waiting. We are all waiting. Where is the bill? The bill is still in the parliament. So till date, the data protection bill has not been officially announced as a law. And yes, we need huge changes. First of all, in the cyber law, the IT Act, what you call. So it was created 20 years back in
2000?
so
Yeah.
in the year 2000, and this, I think recently it celebrated its 20th birthday. It was 17th October or something.
Hmm.
And then a first set of amendments came in 2008. That was also 12 years ago. And now you, I think in your age only, you have seen internet from a desktop to a laptop and to a smartwatch. And you have seen internet in your bedroom with Alexa talking to you and switching on your music and switching on your shopping list. So we have seen internet evolving from a modem to a 4G connection, and now we have entered 5G. And sorry to say, no major changes in the cyber law in the last 12 years. Even in 2015, when 66A, section 66A was scrapped by Honorable Supreme Court, so till date, we don't have any specific section where we can book somebody for doing trolling or bullying or cyber bullying or something like that. So as an expert, I really want a stronger and a new law to come in soon as possible. And yes, we all are desperately waiting for the data protection bill so that people understand the importance of data, and the data cannot be traded so easily. Today also, I hope you must be getting some mails where you can buy data. These companies send you mails. You want data of doctors, e-commerce traders, buy it for so and so amount of rupees. So that is very scary. So I think the day the data protection bill is announced, like it happened in Europe when the GDPR was announced. And overnight, all the companies, they were given a time to comply. And since then, you have seen big companies like Google's and Facebook and WhatsApp, they have given you the right to delete your data, the right to download your data, and the right to see what data they are using. So all these changes, if you see in your settings, have come only after the GDPR compliance. So once the Indian data protection bill is out, I think a lot of changes we will see, and the companies will become more responsible. Then I will be at least assured that if I am giving my data to a data fiduciary, they know how to take care of it. And if they don't, they will face the law.
Right, sir. So, sir, the last question. The accessibility of electronic gadgets is increasing daily, like across childhood to adulthood. Like an 8-year-old has an iPad. So there are concerns about social media algorithms giving access to children and knowledge and information, which sometimes is age inappropriate. So, do you have any message for parents about it and the upcoming generations, actually?
So both. For generation, I need them to be more responsible. We have to teach them digital citizenship. I remember being a child, I was never allowed to drive a scooter, and my grandfather, father could come with a stick if I tried to ask the keys that I want to drive a scooter on a mobike, and they used to say to me, wait to the right age, you get a license, we will give you a car or a scooter or whatever. Similarly, I remember when there was a film in the film theaters and it had a symbol A, capital A in a circle. That means adult. We were not even allowed to take the name of that film. And that was kind of discipline we were taught. And that I would not call it discipline, I would call it the responsibility part of it. But now with gadgets, I see so many children consuming applications which they are not meant for their age. Even if you go to the guidelines on the Play Store, for example, a very popular app which has recently been banned also, PUBG, a very popular game, PUBG. If you remember, the age rating was 17 plus. And in my experience, I have done so many school children, I have spoken to them, I have been aggressively working with them. And when I used to go to schools and talk to the sixth graders, the seventh graders, and all of them would raise their hands saying that they are using PUBG. So that was scary for me. That was scary for me. So here comes the parental control. Here comes the technology parenting, where at least you teach your children responsibility. Because see, policing, I don't agree. There are a lot of parents who would come and say, I want to put an app in the phone so that I can track what my child. I am very against that. But yes, I would appreciate apps like Google Family Link. Now, Google Family Link is an application which can be installed on a child device to teach him good digital habits. And that protects your child rather than doing policing. Just to quote one example, 2 days back, it was in the news. A 6-year-old child spent 11 lakh rupees on her mother's iPad for doing in-app purchases in a say some supersonic game. So if you understand this technology of iPad and Apple and Android, in our Play stores, our debit and credit card are automatically connected. So the in-app purchase, and this child was buying on a regular basis for last 3-4 months those accessories which you can buy in the game. You can buy a skin, you can buy a new gun for $1 to $99. And her mother was so ignorant about her card that she was so busy in her own life, she was not checking her card statements or details. And it was a shock of her life when she saw a bill of 11 lakh rupees. So this is one example to be quoted for parents why it is important for them to protect their children online, and it should be a clubbed responsibility of parents, guardians, and even schools to teach them the right digital etiquette, to teach them cyber hygiene, and to teach them digital citizenship so that I will only consume an application which is meant for my age. If I am below 18, I am not consuming a dating application. And when I'm below 18, I'm not going to a inappropriate website or violent content. And that I think, yes, it is a both. You can do it with technology like applications like Google Family Link and parental control. And second, by educating your child.
Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining in. It was really insightful and enriching. Thank you, sir.
Cool. Same here. Thank you. God bless you. Thanks a lot.